Hey guys, Jerry Mitchell here, and I want to thank Smith & Wesson once again for providing me their new competitor pistol free of charge for me to do a show and tell with you guys. And what I have here today is the Performance Center. It's their metal frame 2.0 Competitor. So we're going to start on the bottom of the gun and go to the front, and I'm going to give you an idea of what I like and what I don't like about the gun. So we're going to start on the bottom of the frame. It comes with the Magwell, and it's an interchangeable Magwell. Comes with 4 back straps. I have the extra large on it. It's got a textured insert in the front of the frame. Going up to the mag release, if you look at the mag release, this is totally different than the previous polymer M&P mag releases in the fact that it's all metal, but it also has the spring encapsulated in the mag release, just like a 1911 pistol. So if you want to tune it, and I'm sure there'll be springs available aftermarket where you can tune how much pressure you have on that mag release. And also on the other side of the mag release, of course, the operator side, it is ambidextrous, which is good. It has an extension on it here that's checkered, and it has a set screw in it. So if you don't want that extension on it, you can take it off. That kind of gives the user some flexibility on if he wants to put it in a specific holster that's not optimized for an extended magwell. You can take it off. Going into the trigger, they've vastly improved the trigger pull from the original 2.0s, the polymer guns. And they've also changed and enhanced the slide stop. It's ambidextrous, but they've enhanced it. Of course, it's all aluminum. And they did a great job on the way the gun looks. They also changed the roll pins into solid pins. It makes the gun look a lot more professional with a solid pin. I don't think it's any more durable, but it makes it look a lot better. And the gun really looks sharp out of the box. We're going to take the slide off right quick. I have a chamber flag in it. No ammunition on the table. And what's really good about a Smith & Wesson M&P from the very start is that you can disassemble it without pulling the trigger. So I'm going to reach in here and deactivate the sear and drop the slide off. Give you some idea of what they changed on the inside here from a polymer gun. Of course, you see this deactivation lever? That allows you to take the slide off without pulling the trigger. They've changed the position on the sear. The trigger bar actually operates the sear on the top, on this little lever here on the top of the sear, instead of the bottom. And that changed the pivot point, and it changed the whole dynamics of the trigger pull. So it's a lot shorter. It's got a tactile reset. It's got a very fast trigger reset with a small actual prep and finish of the trigger pull. I like this setup a lot. And if you look in the front here, what they've done, they put a synthetic block to where the slide impacts the back of the frame. Instead of actually hitting aluminum, they're hitting a metal face and a polymer block. This should add tremendously the life expectancy of the frame. This is probably a replaceable part. I'm not sure how many rounds it'll take. I would probably take several 100,000 to wreck it. But anyway, that's a wear point, and they've made it synthetic. Of course, it has the internal safety. And when you go into the slide, its assembly itself, what I like about the back of the slide, they have these 2 bosses in the back. They're a little bit raised. Gives you a really good position to grab the rear of the slide to operate it. Of course, it's serrated in the front. It has cocking serrations in the front. It has lightning cuts top and bottom. Comes with a high-vis tritium H3 sight assembly, which is a tritium-fired fiber optic day or night sight. Pretty trick, 5-inch barrel, armor-night finish. Everything about the gun is good. What I don't like about it is this cut right here, this chamber indicator that shows that whether it's loaded or not. Unfortunately, when you shoot it, it tends to fog up your lens on your optic. This vortex, it sits kind of low when it's very forward. It fogs it up after a few hundred rounds. You have to wipe it periodically, but other than that, it allows you to see if the chamber is loaded. I'm sure that's some kind of a safety regulation. You have to be aware. Firearms industry, there's a lawyer behind every blade of grass, or something to that saying. But anyway, the gun has a little bit of a click in the trigger, and I've shot it just about 50 rounds since I've received it, and it's starting to go away. So that's one of the things about a new gun. But all in all, it's ready to play. It comes, of course, cut for optics. I have a Vortex on it. They're my sponsor for a number of years. And if you see all the pieces and parts, I think there's like 5 or 7 plates that come with it. You can put a multitude of red dot assemblies on it. Okay, when it comes to magazines, kind of give you an idea. Let me go ahead and take the chamber flag out. These magazines are all empty. Of course, chamber's empty. One thing good about this Magwell, it accepts some of the aftermarket Magwells, magazine extensions out there. This is a current Taylor Freelance. This is a 27-shot extension. It goes right in, works with that one really good. The Terran Tactical, this is an older extension I've had for a long period of time. This one doesn't work with this Magwell. Smith & Wesson also makes a 23 rounder, guys. So that one, I had altered it. I did a little grinding on it, and it works. Fits this magazine good. Of course, the standard magazine does not work. That fits the polymer guns. It won't work with this Magwell. So it comes with 4 magazines that does, and it gives you a lot of latitude there on what you can use as far as extension. This is 27 rounds and really works good in 3-gun. What can I say about the gun? Trigger pull, guys. It has a trigger stop. Trigger comes in at about 4 pounds, 12 ounces. Kind of crisp. Has a tactile reset, but I know what you're thinking. And what I'm thinking is, let's go shoot this thing at about 35 yards and see what kind of grouping it's going to do with some different ammunition. I'm going to do a couple of 3-shot groups about 35 yards on that steel. I've got a 8-minute dot on this gun, and we're going to see what we can do with it. Got my trusty Hornady 115 XTPs. It's my go-to when I check accuracy. So let's just slow fire a few and see what they look like. All right, let's go take a look, kind of give you an idea what we got going on. I didn't like this setup at all, by the way. I could have done a lot better. We might shoot another group. I want to just give you an idea of what we did on the first go around. What I'm looking for is if that gun is going to shoot that first round, where it's going to shoot the next one. A really good way of testing the accuracy of a pistol, especially that's one that's not custom fitted by a gunsmith, is where that first shot goes. And so with 35, I was aiming at this bolt. So I shot here, and then it started shooting here. So I don't know if that was a very bad rest I had. So I'm going to repaint it, but give you an idea, that's what, 2.5, maybe 2.25 inches. That's about 3.5 at 35 yards, stock gun. We're going to paint it up and shoot it again. We're going to do a 3 and 3 again. Same ammo. I'm changing my position here. I didn't like that other rest at all. So let's go for that bolt on that target at 35. Oh yeah, it's going to be better. One thing I'm noticing, after I shoot this gun just a little bit, the trigger's getting a lot better. So we empty it, we'll take a look at them. Let's go down range. So it's a non-custom gun, you have to remember that. So the first shot is about 1 inch higher than the rest of them. But the grouping is really spectacular. If you look at what you're doing here, this is even a better 3-shot group than the previous. And there I was aiming at this bolt again. That first shot was a little high. So it kicks the first shot just about 1.5 inches off the regular group after it breaks in. That just, that's a really an excellent shooting pistol right out of the box. So 35 yards, easy head box on an IPSC target, USPSA target. But let's do some fast shooting with it and see what it does. Okay guys, I'm gonna do a calibration drill. This is what I do when I pick up a new gun or anything, rifle, pistol, shotgun. I've got the piece of steel there. I'm just gonna come off the timer here from a low ready and shoot 6 rounds that I can control and take it to the plate rack. Here we go. Okay, total time was 2:18. Let's see if we can shoot a plate rack at about a 2:18. Here we go. .191. So that's power factor ammo out of that stock pistol. I'm gonna shoot it for you again. If you just watch the side of the gun here, let's see what the recoil impulse looks like with this ammunition. I'm gonna shoot 6 again on that target. Oh. I'm thinking instead of shooting. All right, let me get back to reality. All right, 6 on that target. Here we go. All right, now it's back to shooting. So what I think Smith & Wesson has accomplished here, they've taken a polymer frame striker fired handgun and made it as close into a 1911 platform that most people like to enjoy shooting. A very good trigger, accurate, relatively inexpensive gun. And if you see me at the next 3-gun, this is what I'm going to have in my hand, guys. This is going to be my 3-gun pistol, and I'm going to get some.